about this one? What do you think?
First of all, how about the Hawkeye?
I mean, what is that fancy camera?
I've never heard of that, but listen, I love the fact that they got this right, and the hand is part of the ball, but this is clearly his wrist, and I like that they can review this and get it right. Now, on the flip side, what we're obviously going to get to at the Pistons-Knicks, I hate that they can't review it if it's a no call. Like, either way, you should be able to get the call right at the end of the game. This was the right call. They review it. He fouled him. He clearly fouled him. They got it right, and now both teams have to live with that. Now, if you want to argue that it was the hand, the wrist, whatever, that's one thing. But I can appreciate this, and I think they can sleep easy knowing that they at least looked. Now, if you're the Pistons...
Now, we'll get to it. Don't trust me.
That's completely different. But this, I appreciate and I respect that they actually can do that. Even if your team's out of a challenge, which they obviously weren't, or even if there was a no call and it's clearly wrong, they have to find a way to get it correct. And they did on this possession.
Lou, again, we have a lot of these today. What did you think? And the Hawkeye, did you love the Hawkeye camera?
Lou, have you ever heard of the Hawkeye?
I never even knew that the Hawkeye
existed.
Like, and that takes away some of the fun from the NBA playoffs, right? It's like we're getting too good at the review things, and I agree with Chandler. Like, if we're gonna review every single thing and we're gonna use a camera from God knows where is this thing, like, we got to have some consistency in all of the games around the league. And, you know, obviously that's going to be impossible to do because everybody's in different cities and states and you got different plays and different bang-bang actions. But I like the fact that they did get this right. I don't like the fact that we got so many different camera angles to get it right.
You don't like it?
I don't love it because, again, it slows the game down. It lulls on. These things go on for minutes and minutes. You know, it takes 10 to 15 minutes to get a 3-second call that's a bang bang play. It takes and in a lot of cases you still get it wrong. But in this scenario, they did get it right. The hand is part of the ball, but this is a lot of wrist, and they got it right.
By the way, it's technically called, and I just want to say this because it sounds awesome, the Hawkeye 3D optical tracking technology.
Yeah, never heard of it.
I've never.
Take the referees off the court then, and we're going to use all.
Let's get robots out there.
And I'll tell you this, like when I'm watching March Madness this year, and they review everything under 2 minutes, as a fan, man, it's a drag.
It's awful.
But as a team and as an organization, like you just want them to get it right. So I don't care if it does that. I think they need to implement something like that, although it is time-consuming and it does get pretty obnoxious how long it carries on for. At least they don't determine the outcome of a game, but it's just like a mistake. You know what I mean? It's like they have to figure out a way, whether it's a fancy word like words like you just said.
Words.
They got to just get it right, especially at this point of the season.
Yeah,
but you know what, Chandler? Like, remember, they've changed so many different things to improve the flow of the game, to improve the speed of the game, only to review every single little thing. If they feel like it's a hard foul or anything, like they run over to the table, and that slows the game down. So you take a game that's supposed to be 2 hours and 15 minutes, it turns into a 2:35 or 2:40 just on reviews alone. That's what I don't love.
Yeah.
So many reviews. That one, though, I think it's funny that we all were like, what is this Hawkeye situation? Let's get to these final seconds, shall we? So 2 free throws by Ant. Lakers are now down 3. Okay. So we get this moment with Austin Reeves, who ends up taking the final shot. But that's not until Luka's doubled up, gets it to LeBron. LeBron finds Austin Reeves. I honestly feel like I'm having flashbacks to like 2011 when I asked this question. But Lou, I'll start with you. Does LeBron and or Luka really need to find a way to be getting that final shot? Or are we good with Austin Reeves? Okay.
Absolutely. Based on the scenario, I think LeBron had a clean look at the rim right there. I think that's the shot that he has to take, you know, whether he's contested or not. I feel like that's a shot he had to take. Austin Reeves was contested, you know, so if it's going to come down to a last shot, especially when a team is going to allow you to get a shot off being up 3, you know, a lot of these scenarios, I was expecting them to foul at any given moment, stop the clock and make them reset. They gave these guys a clean opportunity to get a 3 up with the ball in one of the 2 of your best players' hands. I thought for sure LeBron James was going to be the guy that was going to take that shot. But we know how he plays. He tries to get the best look at every opportunity that he gets. Maybe he felt like in real time that Austin Reeves was a better option at that point. But I did think that he was going to be the guy to take that shot on the wing there.
Yeah, I think it can go either way here. Right? I think Randall, first of all, like Lou said, I think he should have fouled him on their up 3. Like, he had a perfect opportunity. He's kind of back on his toes. I don't even know if LeBron knew that was Austin Reeves or not. The way Julius Randle kind of came at him, I think that's a wide open corner three. It's a better look. And again, we can nitpick all day long on LeBron James. Needs to be more aggressive. He always does this. He's passive towards the end of the green. If he would have taken that shot, we would have ethered him this morning, telling you it's an awful shot. Reeves was wide open in the corner, so it can go either way. Again, you want your best players taking the shots in the final moments of the game. When you have a LeBron James, you have a Luka, you don't think Austin Reeves is going to take that shot, but I didn't hate the look. Corner threes are one of the most efficient, high percent three-pointers in the game, so I didn't mind it, honestly. And I think his shot would have been a much lower percent shot if he hoisted up a fadeaway over.
He's not a scrub. It's not like we haven't seen him make some of these big shots.
5 of 11 from three before that shot.
But then again, you could maybe look at this and think people were tired. And why, you ask? Well, because the second half was played, all of it, by the 4 starters, Luka, LeBron, Reeves, and Rui. Dorian Finney-Smith was out there as well. All 24 minutes. Nobody got a rest, which is weird because the Lakers, correct me if I'm wrong, but were up 10 going into the fourth quarter and then happened to be outscored 32-19. So I don't know if this is a purposeful strategy on JJ's part. I don't know what the thinking was here, not buying them a little bit of rest. But LeBron, 0 points, 0 for 2 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, I think his comments after the game kind of solidified that it was intentional. He was going to burn more timeouts to try and give them rest, and I don't agree with that. I think when you're playing this hard, this physical, in the playoff atmosphere game where it's kind of a must-win, right? You don't want to go down 3-1. The chances of them coming back are very, very low. One of your best players is 40 years old, no matter how good a shape he's in. So I don't care if it's a minute and a half left in the quarter where you can kind of get him out and get the whole, in between quarter break to get like 5, 6, 7 minutes of real time. You got to find little pockets, especially their bench has been solid. They take Jackson Hayes out. They start Dorian Finney-Smith, no problem. But I think they have to find ways to get rest. And you look at LeBron in the fourth quarter. He's the only one that didn't score in the fourth quarter, 0 points. And after obviously seeing this now, you got to have him more fresh. You got to have him available. And I think this kind of backfired on him. But I respect him. He wants to play with the guys that he thinks are giving him the best chance to win. And again, it didn't turn out that great there. But I don't like it. There's a reason it hasn't happened since
96,
1997. Like that's not good.
Yeah, you know what? He gambled. JJ gambled it, and it didn't go his way. Like, he failed. And at the end of the day, we've talked about this, and now it's rearing its head. We've been talking about this all year long. This Lakers team don't have a deep bench. They're not a deep basketball team. They're a team that are top heavy. They have a super talented, but what do you get when you go to your bench? And in game 3, their bench had 11 points, excluding Finney-Smith, who had 8 points coming off the bench. In game 4, they had 0 points outside of Finney-Smith off the bench. Like, he's showing you, I'm going to push all my chips to the middle of the table, and I'm going to take this gamble with the guys that I know, that I feel like I have confidence in giving me the best opportunity to win this basketball game, and we've talked about this all year. So when it comes down to such a pivotal game, especially a game 4 where you can go down 3-1 like they are now, you got to play the guys that's going to give you the best chance to win the game. Now, was it the smartest thing to do? We can argue back and forth about that, but you got to give yourself an opportunity when you feel like your bench isn't giving you the production that's needed, especially when you're being outscored in the fourth.